My generation is the most hyper-connected yet. We have grown up with the internet at our fingertips. We've grown up with Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. I got my first email address when I was maybe 4 or 5. So if any generation has the resources and the exposure to effectively fight for better technology, it's our generation. My name is Sneha Revanur, and I am the founder and president of Encode Justice, an international organization mobilizing youth for human rights and privacy in the age of artificial intelligence. I'm a 17-year-old activist asking big picture questions about the future of innovation, and it's my responsibility, and all of ours, I believe, to actually demand action and to demand a more equitable technological future. I was born to 2 software engineers right here in the epicenter of the tech world. Growing up, I would drive past Atherton, which contains the nation's priciest zip code, and then right next to it, I would see gentrified East Palo Alto, which was once the nation's homicide capital. All around me, I saw the immense potential of technology to improve our quality of life, but I also saw that some communities had been entirely passed by. I saw that legacy of exclusion firsthand, and over time, I became curious about the social, political, and environmental toll of thoughtless innovation, that complete disregard for ethical considerations, with that complete disregard for human dignity, and I think that that is what I'm trying to steer us away from. To actually fight algorithmic injustice, it really boils down to breaking free from techno-chauvinism, and that's a term coined by researcher Meredith Broussard. Techno-chauvinism refers to this idea that technology is this unfailing panacea to every one of our problems. We're instinctively trained to make an app or develop a machine learning model every time we spot a problem without actually consulting impacted communities or thinking about, how we can actually attack the underlying systems of power that created that problem. It definitely involves asking that question of, do we need this algorithm in the first place? What do stakeholders, what do impacted communities have to say about this? I'm so frightened by the things that are being developed. I'm seeing, facial recognition technology that's being developed to identify your gender identity and your sexual orientation. I think to me that's so concerning because, why do we need AI that can do that in the first place? I think that, it's really not just a scientific experiment or a thought exercise because, that technology can be weaponized in pretty menacing ways. Even though this is a 21st century civil rights issue that's going to impact our generation the most, we are still so awfully excluded from the conversations. There's this overarching assumption that you need to have a certain set of academic or professional credentials to take part. Lived experience is also a worthwhile qualification, and I think that that's what my generation really brings to the table. To encode justice means that you are fundamentally centering the opinions and the voices of impacted communities when you develop technology. If we actually begin to plant the seeds now, then when people my age actually begin to enter the tech workforce, we can bring that perspective to the table and we can actually reshape the way that we approach innovation. The world I want to live in is human-centered and people-powered. Just the fact that, we are the first organization led entirely by youth to work in this space motivates me because I recognize that we are filling a void. We are entirely grassroots. All of us are, high school and college students who are organizing in their free time. We widely talk about the use of human-centered artificial intelligence and how that is the goal and the ideal that we're working towards. Human-centered definitely means, A, it's being made by a much more diverse workforce that reflects the full diversity of humanity. Also, B, it's actually taking into account human experience in a way that, we are leaving out of the picture right now. Algorithms can be our allies. Algorithms can be used to challenge existing power structures and narratives and to completely reimagine the way that we see the world in a way that humans alone can't do. My belief in that more equitable future is precisely what guides me in this work and what gives me the conviction to continue. To me, that is the promise of AI, and that's worth fighting for.